In today's episode, we make this incredible factory of doom. Sort of. We also work on coal production. So stay tuned. We're going to do some cool stuff. Welcome back to another Satisfactory, my fellow friends. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. I'm having a great one myself. And as we look over the glorious factory we have made, I'm going to turn your attention to something new. Check it out! That's right. We're into our new production line, the cube setup. Now, I'm not going to claim it's efficient or the best setup or any of that stuff, but it is a significant upgrade over what we've been doing so far. And so let me go through it real quick. And the reason why I did this off camera is because, well, we already had all of this stuff done already. All I was doing was moving it from our original setup to a new location with a little bit more oomph, if you will. Oomph. That's right. So now it's all based off of this one simple concept. We're producing actually a little bit more than 270, but basically we're bringing in 270 plus ore per tick. It's a little bit more. It's closer. I think we're maxing out a 480 now, but we're not quite using it all. So yeah, so here you go. We've got these level 2 miners. These create exactly 270, and then I've actually added a secondary run and then upgraded these to level or to Mark 4 conveyor belts. So we're actually overproducing right now, but that's fine. And inside of here, we have this interesting little system. We have 4. So basically, I think it's 30, right? Is that what the standard one is? 30 per minute, right? So 9. So here, if you think of it like this, each pair is 60. So 60, 120, 240. I had to think about that, and then one more for 270. So that's 5, right? So 5 of these can be run off of one single Mark III conveyor belt, and that's what I had started with. And then I added 3 more, I think it was, or 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more, right? To add another 150. So if we do the math on that, that is what, 420, right? So we're refining 420, which is amazing. Actually, you know what? I can't even remember. What is a Mark IV belt? A Mark IV belt is 480. So we can actually add 2 more for furnaces, and I think there's actually room for them down here if I remember correctly. I set it up so that I could add right up to here and just make one long factory of furnaces. Anyway, so this is the setup. Basically, the stuff comes down the middle, and then it goes into the furnace, and then it goes up the elevator into a central processing line. The central processing line then goes up into a central storage unit up here, which is currently maxed out because we're producing so much but not really making anything yet. Then it goes into like a deep storage, which is fully expandable. Like I can cover this whole area with storage units if I need to. But the theory being that you're producing and consuming in the manufacturing process exactly what you need, and you're not really backlogging too much. So we're not quite there yet. Now this next cube, this next manufacturing cube is our first, what do they call it? Constructor cube. And inside this constructor cube, we're actually making the rods. And as you can see, we're feeding in, we have 6 constructors. Each side of this is 30, so we're producing 180. We're taking in 180 ingots per minute, so that consumes a fraction of the total of the 420 we're producing. And then inside of here, we're producing 15 rods, so we're producing 30, 60, 90 rods per minute, which is okay. I mean, it's probably okay so far for our needs. Then we come down to this spot here, which is the next in line of our factory that uses the iron ingots. And in here, we're producing screws. Each of these is 25, so this pair is 25, this pair is 25, so that's 50, 75 ingots per minute, plus the 160 or whatever I said before. And we're producing 50, or actually we're producing what, 100? We're producing 300 screws per minute, which is good. That's going to take care of our demand. Then the ingots come around the corner and continue into the plate factory, where we continue to make plates at 40, 80, 120 per minute. And each cube has the same basic design. On the bottom floor, you have the production, if you will, and then on the top floor you have storage. And the nice thing is it's easy to expand. Like, we could actually just keep adding floors to it if we want to, and if we want to maximize each of the cubes, we could add another floor full of furnaces, we could add another floor full of constructors, and we just move the storage up, basically, is all it means. So it's a I don't know if it's an original design. It works. And then what I've done over here is just kind of loosey-goosey run the parts into the assembler building, which we have our first pair of assemblers. And the first one, it makes the plates, these plates here. And then the second one is currently jammed up because it doesn't have anywhere to go. And this one's making the modular frames. So now that we have modular frames, we can actually go into the next set of construction, which is, for example, say we want to make these versatile frames or smart plating, which we're going to need. We can now feed these modular frames into the next line. And that's what this one's going to be over here. This is going to be the next constructor building. We can probably, if I did my math right, I think if I move those power poles, we can actually have 4 constructors. So one of the problems with constructors, as you know, is this one's only making 2 parts per minute. And I'm pretty sure if we look into fabricating, say, this versatile one, we're going to need 1 every 24 seconds. So that means we're probably going to need 3 per minute-ish, just under 3, for example. And then here we're going to need 1 plate every 36. So we're going to need 2 plates. And this thing manufactures 5. So this actually overproduces, and this takes in 2, or 3, sorry. So we actually have a spare 2, which we could then put into another assembler. So trying to be efficient, right? Maximizing efficiency. If we were to switch this recipe over to this guy right here, or sorry, this guy, we could take those 2 smart plates that we have overproducing in this one, and we can make another assembler that is producing the smart plating with the rotors. So that's kind of the logic behind this setup, and I'm going to continue to work on it as we go forward. I've pretty much gutted our original part here. There's a few things still working. Like actually, there's only one thing working. That's the copper side of things. Everything else is offline because I wanted to keep going and making this pretty cool thing. So there you go. 7 minutes in, and we've discussed a whole bunch of stuff that we already did. Hopefully that was cool for you guys, and you can be inspired by some designs. I know I had a lot of fun making it. It was a lot of work, but it kind of got us back to where we're starting. Now, one of the really cool things that I managed to do while you guys were away as well is I did get that milestone. You can see the monorail technology is ready to go. I did send away another packet. We do have the jetpack technology now as well. So let's push the shiny red button and let's unlock the last thing we can unlock now.
Milestone reached. A new set of
So let's take a look here. Vehicles. Is this where it's going to be? Yeah, here we go.
Has been made available.
Nice.
In addition to built-in power conduction, rails-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
So that's pretty cool. So if we take a look at this, one of the things we're going to need a lot of is computers. It looks like we also need some... I think that's about it, actually. It looks like we make everything else, or can make everything else with these. It's just the computers that we don't have automated right now. And that's one of those new manufacturer setups we're going to have to do. So I don't know if we want to get into this yet. I think what I want to do before we jump into the trains is we need to solidify our production pipeline. With the upgrade 3, or update 3, sorry, they added this new set of stuff, these new trusses and things. Now, we didn't have to get into producing those to unlock tier 3 and 4, or whatever it was that you needed these for in the first place. I think it was maybe 3, 4, and 5, 6. So we kind of skipped the need for that, but we're going to have to go back and actually create these production lines. And that's what we're going to do today. We're basically going to set up the frameworks, we're going to set up the modular engines, and we're going to set up the adaptive control units, which that one's going to be tricky. That looks like that's pretty complex. I don't even know. What is the other piece in there? What is that first one, the 15 there? I don't even know what that is. So we're going to have to get that set up because I want to start pumping these things in to get our tier 7 and 8, which I have no idea. Like, I don't even know what's in tier 7 and 8. Probably nuclear power or something like that. But we're a long way away from getting that set up. I did a little bit of work with our plastic production as well. We're now saving it or splitting it off so that we have fuel generators running all the time. And I also fixed our power grid. We're having a water shortage issue, and that's what was causing fluctuations in the grid. So now we have 1600 watts, so we have a bit of overcapacity. But as we bring on the manufacturers, it's going to go away. So let's get towards starting that goal now. Let's get a manufacturing building set up. All right, in order to get our production up and running with new coal-based products, new steel-based products, I'm going to set up a grid of foundries like this. Now, these 6 foundries can produce 270 steel ingots per minute, and that's going to max out a belt, a Mark III belt, which is perfect. So we're going to set it up like this. Down on the bottom, we'll have the coal, and on the top, we'll have the iron, just how we have it over here. And then we'll split it off here. And I'm trying to think, actually, maybe... Yeah, I don't even know if that's going to work now that I think about it. It depends if I can put a smart splitter down below. Let's see. Can we put a splitter below? That will be the question. Oh, we can. All right. So as long as we can put a splitter down underneath here, everything's going to work perfectly. Because what we'll do is we'll basically... Let's try this here for a second. I don't think we'll be able to run it up. Actually, one sec here. Let's close this down. Let's do it again. We're going to do this live on camera with you guys just so we can show you what we're learning and seeing if it's going to work. So I think that lines up with that one. So if we put that like that, and then we grab an elevator, that's not going to work. Okay, so we can't do it like that because we need to feed two lines. Now, what we could do, though, is we could back this out and we could put 2 smart splitters on top of each other. Let's try this here. Okay, for a second. Let's put it where we think it's going to be. Right about there. Actually, we probably want to center it. Let's center it for a second. And we put a second one on top of here. Actually, that didn't rotate correctly. Let's rotate it the right way, like so. So let's see. If we had coal up, say we had coal on the bottom. Invalid belt shape. All right, that's not going to work. So what if we bring this over to the middle? Try this one more time. Put it on this side and do that and rotate around. Let's put it right there. Let's see if we can pop this in now. So if we pop it in, okay, that works. Okay. So if we put another one on top here like so, of course it's probably the wrong way. Let's do that again. Rotate, rotate. Can we bring it down to there? Whoa, what the jack is going on there? That's crazy sauce, man. It's like all squirrely, whirly, dirly. Let's try and see if I can get a better angle on this thing. That doesn't look right. It's all twisted. It's far too steep and it doesn't know what it's doing. All right, so that poses a problem. I think this particular building, we're going to need another space in between. Or what we do here, as I have another idea that might work, is if we do this, and then we do that, and we don't do that. We do this, and then we rotate it around like so, and then we get rid of you, and then we get rid of you. What if we offset it? Is that a thing? That glitch error there. No, still too steep. Is it always going to be too steep coming down from above like that? Yeah. All right, so that's not going to work. We're going to need to spread these apart. All right, this will work. Now, it's not as tight as I like it to be, but that's okay. I mean, I think the other option would be to drop it down from using elevators, but this is simple. This is an easy way to think about it. Now, I just got to double check here. These are 60. Let's click on that. We need 45 and 45. These can move 60, so no problems there. So let me get this all set up. I'll get it all powered up, and we'll get the basics going so that we have our steel production up and running. Okay, so I'll bring you up to date. We've run our iron supply from the miners over here down this central trunk. We'll also probably end up running the coal from over there, I believe. I'm not sure yet. And as you can see, it's all working great. We just have to bring the coal in, and then our what are these guys called again? I always forget what these are called. The thingamabobbers, the things that the foundry. That's it, the foundries. We'll be up and running, and we'll have our steel production going. All right, we've got coal connected. So everything should be running now as soon as that feeds up to the main platform. So I split off, so I did two things. I upgraded the single miner we had over on the other side to generate 480, which is the maximum. We're going to go back towards there. We're going to actually upgrade the current line. This is a Mark III line, and that's a Mark III line, but we have to make this section a Mark IV line, and then it'll split it evenly, so it'll be 240 and 240, which it's not quite enough to run the plant, but it's close. I might have to do a little tomfoolery. I might have to split it twice and recombine it to get the maximum flow. But I need to check out what we need for running the power plants, because we can't lose those coal plants. So it might just mean we need to pull a little bit of coal off of the other path, which is from... Where is it actually coming from? It's coming from our big coal valley and power generation. I'll grab those. Those are valuable. Thank you very much. So there you go. All upgraded. What's this? What's this? That's a lot of stuff. Oh, I want those things. The rest of this can just go away. So there you go. All upgraded. Level 4. This platform is basically useless now that the truck stop's gone. We can clean it up eventually one day. And we'll see how it goes. I'm crossing my fingers that things will work out okay. I don't know if... actually, that is a question. If the splitter is backed up on one side, let's say like the coal plants up there, they can't handle 270. They're not able to accept that much coal. Will then the remaining stock go into the other one? So will this one reach peak production, or will it just back up at the splitter? So for example, if this is backed up here, will this reach maximum production? And it doesn't look like it is. Doesn't feel like it is, at least. Because that is moving along quite well. That looks like that. But I don't see maximum production here. Anyways, that's okay. We're not ready yet to maximize our steel production. Like, we're not ready to consume 270, but I just want to have it set up so that it can potentially do that. Okay, we're done. We have pretty much max production. Close to it. We're about 30 short of max production. But as you can see, we're pumping all the final steel ingots up into the top here, just like these other units. So now we have our steel cube, if you will. And then from here, we can go ahead and start making some of the other things. So let's just plop one of these down for example. So for constructor, we need steel beams. We need 60 per minute to make 15. All right, and what else can we make out of here? Can we make a rod? This will make 20 for 30. So is the other one double? Is that exactly double? Yeah, double. Okay, so we'll have to think about that. So our max output right now is going to be 270 eventually. So if it's 270, that means we can have a 60 and a 90. So we can produce 15. So we have basically a setup of 3. So we can produce 45 steel beams if we wanted to, and what's the other one? We could produce 20 times 3, so 60 of those. So 45 and 60. All right. I couldn't resist myself. I worked out a little bit more. I got it all set up and running. I finished off the coal production, and I feel like, yeah, it looks pretty good now. We've got all set up. We're actually producing... What are we producing right now? We're producing things that get plugged in over here. Let's take a look. We're making the beams. And if we go all the way over this way, we're feeding those lovely beams into here. There you go. So we're making the trusses, the versatile framework. And so we've run a line all the way over with the steel beams. And we seem to be producing them at about 100% efficiency, I think, for the most part. And here they come. Look. Hi. And then they enter into the assembler, and we're getting well on our way to that 2,500 that we need for our quest. But anyways, that is going to be it for today's episode. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at them all come. They're all coming. I love this factory. I love it. Anyways, that's it for today, folks. If you like this episode, make sure you bang on the like button down below. Crash that subscribe button. The button. The big button. The red button. Smash it. If you like, I'd like to hear from you in the comments down below. And, like this button, all those things. Hit the ding-a-ling bell. And have a great day. My name is Crash. I'm out.